she's suckling cubs from 2 different litters, one that's probably her own, and then the other that isn't. We've got one large lion cub that managed to squeeze its way in there and have a drink, and and then a couple of the slightly smaller, slightly younger ones. Oh, this one is still intently focused, and it has done very, very well to manage to keep onto that nipple, because it's been absolute chaos, as you can see. Dislodge. Oh, back again as quickly as possible before that nipple is stolen away from it. How utterly irresistible are these cubs? I can't help feeling sorry for that poor lioness. She's just got cubs attached to her. She rolled over and there were just cubs rolling with her. Around contented bellies everywhere we look. I mentioned earlier when we were on the school drive that I've noticed quite a few of them have got some kind of skin infection. Before we go too much into it, I'd like to do a bit of research before we talk about exactly what it may be. I've always noticed that with the Styx females, that they almost certainly have TB. We often see them with a little bit of blood running from their noses. Now that sounds terrible. It sounds really, really bad, especially for new viewers, but never fret. Tuberculosis is a naturally occurring disease, but a lot of the animals out here carry it, and they just are just that. They carry it. They sometimes manifest minor symptoms, but it only impacts them in a hugely negative way if they are lost condition. So if they are hungry for some reason or injured. You see there's lots of patchy parts of their skin. I don't know if it's... and they're obviously, I mean, this cub's very, very itchy. And it's nothing to be hugely concerned about. It's just a naturally occurring skin disease that they seem to have acquired. Which is what gives them the patchy, scabby bits around their elbows and their joints, and especially around this cub's face, and the balding patches. This one's not so bad. I noticed it's worse on some of the younger cubs. Oh, I mean, you itchy little one. And all of them have found their place. The pushing and shoving for now has come to an end, and we are getting to enjoy our very first proper sighting with the Styx cubs. All 8 of them present and accounted for, and thoroughly well fed. And hello to Vicky in Chicago, who wants to know whether or not we can tell the difference or tell the sex of the lion cubs yet. Yes, we can. I'm trying to look for a good example to show you, but we can now start to tell the difference. Obviously, their testicles for the young males haven't dropped yet, haven't descended yet, so it is a bit more tricky than it might be on a slightly older cub, but you will be able to, on close examination of their genital area, you will be able to see a slight difference in terms of shape and positioning of the either penis or vaginal area and the rectum. So you'll see it in terms of where they're positioned underneath the tail. And there you go, we've got an example there. So the cub on the right, if we have a slightly closer look, I'm trying to work out exactly what it is. My suspicion is that is actually a male, just in terms of the positioning of the genitals and the anus. I think that might be a male. It is hard, it is tricky to tell initially in their first stages, but it does get easy very quickly because the males start to get fluffy heads within a couple of months. And then, of course, their testicles descend, and it becomes a great deal easier to tell the difference between the two of them. Oh, you guys are getting very comfortable. And of course, one thing we hope for whenever we see lions like this, I don't know what I personally hope for. I don't know that I could actually put this opinion onto everyone. And personally, I would love to see lots of females in this, and the same with the Nkuhumas, particularly after with all of the chaos and the trials and the tribulations of the two prides that we see with the Birmingham Boy takeover, it would be nice to see a recovery of their numbers. The Styx pride lost all of their cubs last year, and there's only the 3 of them at the moment. The Styx pride is a bit confusing because they've got breakaways, and I'm not entirely sure, because some of the different lodges call the different breakaway prides a completely separate name. But it would be very nice to have a group of females, but then of course you also don't want one poor lone male that ends up in a position like Julia, where he has to go and wander off and try and find a friend to help ensure his survival. You want maybe, I don't know, in an ideal world, have 3 males and the rest females. Just flights of fancy. Now, Shamsun, the one thing that the male cubs will absolutely not be allowed to do is join their father's, join their father's coalition. There's absolutely no way they'll be allowed to do that, which makes sense, because if you think about what a coalition is about, it's about passing on the genetics. So if they were to join their father's coalition, they would end up inevitably mating with their mothers, sisters, cousins, and so on. So it's a system that